Hi, this is Stephanie Miller from The Stephanie Miller Show. Please enjoy this exclusive clip from my show on Political Voices Network.
I went through 4 years of hell by this scum that we had to deal with. I went through 4 years of hell. I spent millions of dollars in legal fees, and I won. But I did it the hard way. It's really hard to say that they shouldn't have to go through it also. It is very hard to say that.
So, yeah, this is what Trump said on Fox. He taunted Biden over the pardons. He said he didn't give himself a pardon. He didn't give some other people a pardon that needed it. Well, of course, leave it to him to target Biden or anybody else that he didn't pardon. He said, the funny thing, the sad thing is he didn't give himself a pardon. And if you look at it, it all had to do with him. And then he lies again. He said, I heard Schiff went to him and just begged him for a pardon because Schiff's a crook. Schiff's a crooked guy. He very, very obviously publicly is the opposite. So I don't want a pardon. And he agrees with you on that. But it just, he will lie and lie and lie.
Listen, if President Biden wanted to really protect folk, he would have needed to pardon everybody who's ever gotten, sideways with Donald Trump. And how many millions of people who care about the rule of law and the Constitution, would that include? Yeah. It's so, and here, let me say this. We don't know if Joe Biden did or did not issue himself a pardon. There is no requirement that a pardon be announced publicly in order for it to be effective. I'm not suggesting he did, but, let Trump try to prosecute somebody who is innocent. Yeah. I think a co-equal branch of government, the judiciary, cramming that down his throat, figuratively speaking, is important for the reliability of our institutions.
And how hilarious and on point is it for today's Republican Party? The only reason they might not target Cassidy Hutchinson is because all these skeevy, pervy Republicans were apparently sexting her, and those would get released. Right? If they subpoena her or whatever, right?
Welcome to the age of governmental lawlessness in America.
Yeah, unbelievable. Yeah, it's the other thing Trump said again, lied. Benny Thompson destroyed along with that unselect committee, destroyed all the work that took place over 2 years. You know why? Because it showed I was right. That is available online now. They did not destroy anything, but this is just the lawless, truthless world that we're forced to navigate, Glenn,
Steph,
for 4 years.
The next 4 years, we are going to be living in George Orwell's 1984, with the Department of Justice becoming the Ministry of Truth. And every time the government, cuts our chocolate rations, they will announce that chocolate rations have been increased again. That is what we are in for.
Some slivers of light. Ed Martin, U.S. Attorney for D.C., declined to drop charges against some J6 defendants for fleeing after Trump gave them pardons. He said he was not moving to dismiss charges for failure to appear. This guy and his sister were initially arrested for assaulting officers, theft of government property, entering a restricted building, and violent entry. So they won't get charged for those things. But also at least one judge is going, but you can't just flee. You have to, even if you're pardoned. I mean, I think you're right. It's going to be like, can I say fingers in a dike? You know what I mean. I'm talking about.
Yes, you can, but only in certain.
You know what I mean, in a justice way,
right,
Glenn. But that's what it's going to be. The people that believe in truth and justice and everything else Superman stood for, the American way. Right?
Yeah, Steph, and my blood pressure is already up this morning, so I'm not even going to talk about Ed Martin, the new U.S. Attorney for the District of Columbia, a Stop the Steal guy who was at the Capitol reportedly. He is now the acting U.S. Attorney in Washington, D.C. This is about as bad as it gets.
How about this? The Justice Department memo that began circulating as part of Trump's new immigration agenda stunned one legal analyst who called it a very heavy-handed approach to law enforcement. The memo has sent shockwaves through the legal and political world. It gives federal prosecutors across the country the green light to investigate local prosecutors for obstructing immigration enforcement. The expert reiterated how extraordinary it was for the DOJ to actually threaten locals with prosecution. I mean, I can't think of a more divisive human in our history. So he's going to try to turn federal government.
This is governing by fear, intimidation, and threats, and they're hoping everybody will just lay down and let the Trump administration do its worst. And the only question is everybody going to lay down, or are we going to keep standing up and fighting? I mean, I know where I come out on that.
Yeah. California Attorney General Rob Bonta said the Trump administration was employing a scare tactic following a recent memo that outlined pathways to prosecution for state officials, blah, blah, blah. The president is attempting to intimidate and bully state and local law enforcement into carrying out his mass deportation agenda. California has a law, remember those? That gives local law enforcement leeway in not complying with federal immigration authorities, including in sanctuary cities. He said the state's law does not prevent officials from conducting their immigration enforcement, but he said it also prevents local officials from having to do the jobs of the federal government. He said it does not prevent federal agencies from conducting immigration enforcement themselves. What it says is they can't make us do their jobs for them. I mean, that's a California state law, right?
And Steph, here's a point of light that I think everybody can hold fast to. 22 states attorneys general brought suit the minute Donald Trump picked up his little pen and signed that executive order trying to revoke the Constitution's guarantee of birthright citizenship. And within 24 hours, a Reagan-appointed judge said, hey, Trump, what you just did is blatantly unconstitutional. And he said, where the hell were the lawyers when Trump was signing this thing? Points of light. The states are going to step up. The nonprofits, the ACLUs and other organizations are going to step up. They're going to fight battles in court. And guess what? Donald Trump is going to have an ugly batch of lawyers who are going to get crushed in court over and over and over and over again. And I feel compelled to, as a footnote, add, but the Supreme Court.
Well, I was just going to say that here's a sliver of light before we go. Could hurt. Trump said to be in for blowback from Supreme Court with overreach. Who knows, right? It could actually hurt Donald Trump's case before the Supreme Court because they may see this as a power grab. Well, we'll see. We'll see.
We'll see. Look, the Supreme Court has ignored the text of the Constitution twice to Donald Trump's advantage. Are they willing to do it again? We'll see.
Yeah. Glenn, Justice Warrior.
Yes.
I feel better knowing you're out there. Love you.
Oh, hi. This message comes from our sponsor, Freedom From Religion Foundation. Freedom from religion. Did you know that almost 1/3 of Americans have no religion? At least 34% of Gen Z are religiously unaffiliated. I'm in the largest religious group, not ex-Catholics. 2024, not just another election. You know that already. 2024 is a critical movement. Decisions made by elected officials will impact policies concerning health, privacy, and personal freedoms. Free Speech TV and the Freedom From Religion Foundation share a commitment to defending freedom of expression and the importance of critical thinking. That's why we're grateful for support from the Freedom From Religion Foundation, who works to empower people with the knowledge and tools to engage in civic life and protect their rights. Free Speech TV and the Freedom From Religion Foundation share a commitment to defending freedom of expression and the importance of critical thinking. We're grateful for the support from the Freedom From Religion Foundation that works to empower people with the knowledge and tools to engage in civic life. Protect your rights. Only you can do it. For more information on the work of the Freedom From Religion Foundation and their efforts to safeguard the separation of church and state, visit ffrf.org/Miller. That is ffrf.org/Miller. Your vote is your power. Don't sit this one out.